What's up, YouTube? So I'm doing this video on 5 must-haves from Harbor Freight for the professional auto technician. And the reason why I'm titling it for professionals is because we obviously use our tools day in and day out, and we need to be able to rely on them. So obviously they got to perform. So obviously anybody can buy these tools, but we tend not to because it's useless if it breaks and you're halfway in the middle of a job. The tool's not helping, the tool's making it worse for you. You just want to avoid that. So that's why I'm naming it 5 must-haves for a professional. And then also this is formatted for an automotive technician. So if you happen to be in another trade, you may have different 5 must-haves, but this is suited for the auto technician. I know some of you welders out there, or carpenters, plumbers, electricians, you may have your own set of 5 must-haves. So this is going to be for the professional auto tech 5 must-haves from Harbor Freight. So let's get into it, and at the end of the video, I got just a quick word with my subscribers and those who have viewed my 5 reasons why not to buy Snap-on. I just got some follow-up comments on that. But let's get into the 5 must-haves. I'm going to start with number 5 being at the bottom of the totem pole. We'll move our way up. But number 5 is going to be this here Pittsburgh. This is a long ratchet, flex head, 72. Okay, long for a lot of leverage. I'll compare it with a gear wrench ratchet. It's a gear wrench roto head. Let's step back here, see if we can get a good comparison in length. Okay, put it up to my chest so you can kind of get an idea about how long it is. Okay, so it's pretty long compared to the gear wrench. Okay, so it's a pretty long handle ratchet. Okay. And this is a Snap-on long handle, so it's a lot longer than the Snap-on long handle. So it's really long. Okay. Reason why I'm mentioning this thing right here and why it should be for professional use is because we all need that one ratchet, okay, that we need to abuse. Okay. Maybe your 1/4 inch or your 1/2 inch head won't fit somewhere and you only could get a 3/8 in there and you need to put a tremendous amount of leverage on it. Maybe you want to slide a pipe over it or something like that to use it. This will be that ratchet. Okay, it's cheap enough to where you don't mind if you break it. They'll replace it if you do. There's a warranty on it. And you may be surprised at how much leverage this guy will take. I've been very surprised. I haven't broken it yet. Okay, and this is my use for it as a sacrifice ratchet. And it's still holding up and working just fine. I've been very impressed with this ratchet. If this thing was Snap-on, you jump on it in a heartbeat. Okay, and it definitely performs. So this would be number 5 for me. They used to have a problem with the flex head flopping back and forth, but they've since fixed that. So if you have this ratchet and it's got a problem with the heads flopping, just take it back and go get you another one. They've since improved on that. So that's number 5. Let's move on to number 4, must-haves for a professional automotive technician. Okay, number 4 is going to be shop crane. Shop crane and engine stand. I put these together because, well, you know why. This thing here, I put it through tremendous amount of abuse and it's held up through the test of time. I pulled out Dodge V10 motor with that thing, V8 X5 BMW motor. Anyone who's done those know they're extremely heavy. This thing won't quit. I've even drilled holes in the boom. drilled a hole in this boom, okay? That's the regular hole here. I drilled this hole here to be able to get as much length on this boom as possible when pulling out a truck motor, okay? And as you can see, there's no tears or bends in this thing or anything. So it held up just fine. I really abused this thing, and it just keeps performing day in and day out. So I highly recommend this shop frame. And then I paired it off with the engine stand too, because, well, I've rebuilt my Jeep engine on that thing that I gave to my wife, and I'm currently doing a Honda Civic project, helping a buddy of mine. And we're using that. I mean, I've just used it day in and day out. There's nothing wrong with it. All these items can be used for professional use, meaning that they perform on a high level, or you can use them day in and day out and they continue to work for you. That takes me to number 3. Number 3 is going to be the jacks and jack stands. Okay, now why do I have it completely raised? The reason why I got them raised is because this jack here took 7 pumps in order to get it to raise to its max level. 7 pumps. Okay, let me lower this. We'll lower this one. Okay. So let's pump them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it took 7. Let's try this Craftsman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you have it. So the rapid pump mechanism on these things, I love. If you use these jacks all the time, you forget that they're fast, and you use another jack, it takes forever. So I highly recommend the Pittsburgh jacks, and of course I got the jack stands along with it. I wanted to mention that Harbor Freight has been trying to improve their quality. There was a point in time where you couldn't pay me to go in there, but they've improved their quality so much, and this is just a testament. Look at the difference in design in these jack stands. Okay, this one was a fail. This was supposed to be for the pinch weld. However, the pinch weld would never get in there. You'd end up hitting like the floorboard of the vehicle or something else, but you would never hit the actual pinch weld. And these were somewhat dangerous to use. You could cause damage. I'd have to always find somewhere on the frame or subframe for it, and would never use this for the pinch weld because it wouldn't actually contact the pinch weld. But then they redesigned it with this guy, and you can see the pinch weld fit on there nice and easy. So they have been trying to make some improvements to their product, and guys like me appreciate that stuff. It really helps you out, keeps you from hurting a customer's vehicle and whatnot. So that was number 3. Now let's move on to number 4, or excuse me, number 2. The must-have items from Harbor Freight. Air compressor. Okay, and the reason why I chose this as number 2 is because how quiet this thing is and how long I've had it, and it's held up. I mean, it really has. Just keep the oil changed in these things periodically, and they don't give you any problems whatsoever. Okay, now this particular unit is the 29 gallon. with 2 horsepower and 150 psi cast iron vertical compressor. Okay, this is perfect for at home for 1 or 2 cars you're working on at one time. That's plenty. Obviously, if you was working in a shop, I'd recommend maybe a 60-gallon, 5 horsepower stage 2 compressor. But for the home use, this item is a gem considering the price and what it's capable of doing. I mean, I've never had a problem with this compressor. It can hang with the best of them. So I rely on it a lot, so I use it at number 2. It hasn't let me down. Some of the other items, have had to make some slight adjustments to, but this thing has just been great out of the box since day one. So had to put that at number 2. Okay, now last but not least, the best items is going to be the tool carts. This is the best item that Harbor Freight sells by far for the automotive tech. Okay. Now I'm gonna also mention in here the tool boxes. I imagine it's made from the same material, has the same wheels, same basic design. So I'm gonna throw the tool boxes in there with the tool carts. So if you got a US General toolbox or tool carts, then you know these things are worth maybe double, maybe even triple how much they charge. So shout out to Harbor Freight for getting this right, okay? Shout out to them. People can say whatever they want about Harbor Freight, but there's certain items that they really got right. So on these toolbox or on these tool carts, they do have smooth sliding ball bearing drawers. The red one here, it holds up to 704 pounds worth of tools. So that's plenty. It's got locking wheels. If you take a look right here on the bottom, right there on the left side, you can see it does have locking wheels on it. So that's nice. Okay, and then the black cart is only a 4-drawer cart. So if you don't need to store as much, they offer this one here, and I believe this one's $99 with the coupon. And I believe this one's like $160 with the coupon or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it's definitely under $200 with the coupon. I believe Snap-on is about $1,200 for a similar cart, and theirs also have the same deal. Smooth sliding ball bearings, can hold around the same amount of weight. So at that point, I guess you'd just be paying for brand. But this here is the best buy from Harbor Freight for the professional auto technician. Okay, and not only is the price right, but you don't feel bad if you jack it up. Okay, you can cut a hole in here, put a Bluetooth speaker in it, put whatever stickers you want on it. You can customize this thing however you want, okay? I know somebody who cut a little hole right here and mounted a speaker in here, one on both sides. You can put stickers all over them, do whatever you want to them. The prices, you're not gonna feel bad about it. Now, if you spent $1,500, $1,200 on that, you'll cry if you get a little dent in it, So these are priced where you could use them, abuse them, throw tools in there, bang them around the way a tool cart was meant to be used, okay? And you buy those expensive brands. Not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just you're gonna treat them a lot different. And I doubt you get a tool when you get done with it and start doing stuff like that. You'd be less likely to treat the box that way, okay? So that was my 5 must-haves from Harbor Freight. Now, just a quick word on my 5 reasons why to not buy Snap-on tools. Now, the reason why I want to follow up on this is because some of the comments that I've gotten in that video I need to make clear to some of those who may not understand. Not all Snap-on is made in America. You need to do your research. There's things that Snap-on uses that's made in China and made in Taiwan, okay? So those of you who saying that I'm the problem, not buying American-made stuff, I'm not the problem, okay? I don't govern Snap-on's policies. I don't sit on the board at Snap-on. I have no say-so in where they manufacture tools, okay? That was, my point was that some of their stuff is extremely overpriced. For some of you who didn't understand why I had a box of Snap-on tools, and I was also saying 5 reasons why not to buy them, I'm not sure why you couldn't comprehend. I showed you how much you get for the money. I almost spent $400, and I only had a ratchet, a couple screwdrivers, and a hammer, okay? It was making a point, okay, for you, those of you who couldn't comprehend that. Also, I wanted to mention that I don't have nothing against Snap-on tools. I mentioned that in my first video. I actually think that they make the best hand tools, but that's it. I think they make the best ratchets, sockets, and wrenches, and screwdrivers too. But that's it. To me, I've been at this a long time, okay? So I'm speaking from experience. They make the best hand tools. Their air tools, their electric tools, they're just mediocre at best. And some of their diagnostic equipment, I mean, you can buy other diagnostic equipment. I don't want to mention brands because people get crazy when you say brands, but I can't think of some other companies that make diagnostic equipment that could rival any of Snap-on's equipment, and you probably could buy 2 of them for the price of 1. So I'm not sure why some of you guys don't comprehend that, but a lot of you guys do, and a lot of you guys that have been in this business for a long time understand that, you know, you buy tools to make money, and then when you make that money, you give it all back to where you bought the tools. You know, what's the point? You're just chasing your tail. You're not covering any ground. You buy it to make money, and then you just give it right back to the person who sold you the tool. It's sort of like during the gold rush, the people who made the most money were the ones selling the shovels and the picks. You know what I mean? So just be careful is all I'm saying when buying tools. Okay, you want to be able to put some money away from retirement. You want to be able to, whatever. I mean, if you can afford it and it's not a problem for you, by all means, buy all the Snap-on you want. Or if you feel that those tools make you a professional and it makes you feel good about yourself, by all means, buy them. So I have nothing against that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my 5 must-haves for professional auto techs from Harbor Freight. And as always, I hope this video was informative, beneficial, or at least entertaining. Thank you.